Why do we feel compelled to own our homes rather than rent? Who planted the idea in our minds that ownership is a necessity, a must? And this concept, it seems, gets even more complicated for those living in a foreign land. Imagine this. You're in a new country. You spend 5 years there. You take out a mortgage and you buy a property. Then you move to another city or country, and you repeat the process. Now you have a mortgage or home loan in different places. And with each move, the debt piles up. But have we ever really stopped and thought about how much we end up paying in the end? Let's say you pay $700,000 for a property through a bank loan. But by the time you're done repaying the bank, after 15, 20, or maybe 25 years, how much will you have paid in total? Most of us don't consider this. We simply remember the initial cost of the property. But in reality, after 25 years, you might have paid not $700,000, but $2 million. The same goes for personal loans. Suppose you take out a loan of $400,000 to buy a piece of land. You feel accomplished? Finally, you've stepped into the realm of property investment. But have you considered the high interest rates on personal loans? You might end up paying much more than the initial loan amount over the years. For instance, due to high interest rates, you might end up paying an extra $300,000 over 5 years. But in your mind, you only recall the initial $400,000 you spent on the land. And when you sell the land for $550,000, you might think you've made a profit. But if you factor in the total amount you've paid back to the bank, including interest, you've actually made a loss. This is the trap we fall into. We believe we're making smart, educated decisions. We think we're investing wisely in property. But if we don't consider all the costs we incur because of the property, we might be fooling ourselves. So to sum up, it's crucial to consider all the costs associated with property ownership, including mortgage or loan repayments and interest. It's also essential to remember that the value of a property is not just its initial purchase price, but includes all the costs paid over time. And finally, remember that selling a property at a higher price than the purchase price does not necessarily mean making a profit, especially if the total amount repaid to the bank, including interest, is taken into account. In the end, the question remains, to own or to rent? It's a decision that requires careful thought and thorough financial analysis. After all, it's not just about owning a piece of land or a house. It's about making an investment that could either pay off in the long run or become a financial burden.